Hey, 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 all my crafting friends. I am here with you for my number 21 and 22 stories of my October stories for 2023. We are trying to finish up this album. I probably have maybe 4 or 5 more stories to tell. I don't think that I'll get to exactly 31 stories, which that is a-okay with me. I'm just going to be happy that I finished this album and can do a flip through for you. So let's do this. This is my son's birthday weekend. He was turning 11, and this weekend, this was actually the Friday of the story, and he was super excited because football got rained out. At this point, he had tried football for the first time this year, and at this point, he was kind of over it, not really feeling it anymore, and yeah, so every time that football was canceled, he was pretty happy. I think they had like one more game after this, and football season was going to be over. So he was ready for it to be over. But so it was over. So I was like, oh, let's start your birthday weekend then. So I took the boys down to a bigger mall in about 40 minutes south of us, and they have like a little bakery called M Street. They have one even further. I think actually it's in Howell. I think it is. Anyways, and they have freak shakes, or I don't know if they even call them freak shakes anymore, but crazy shakes. And that's what they love to do. As you can see, it's a milkshake that has like a donut, pretzels, cupcakes. It had everything. Anyways. But this is the one thing that my kids love to do when it's a holiday. I usually take them down for every Christmas, and then they wanted to do the Halloween ones. So we did them for his birthday. So this was the story of just kicking off his birthday weekend. We had this. He obviously was still going to have his football game the next day. But then he decided that he wanted to meet 5 kids up at the trampoline park to celebrate his birthday, which would be probably his first real birthday party outside of like just having family, pretty much. Like my kid, I don't do a birthday party every year. I do birthday parties pretty much every 5-ish years. And then for his 10th birthday, which I actually did in my other October daily, he chose a yes day for that instead of a birthday party. So this year he chose a birthday party with his friends. So that was fun, and that will be story number 22. But let's finish this one. So this was going to be, I already had I did do a few what do we call them? Pre-made pages. I'm having a total mind blank right now. Anyways, I did have a few of those left. So this was going to be on the back of that for his birthday. So I knew it just needed to be a 1-page spread. I knew I didn't have many pictures. I did have a few pictures of my other son, but that can go in his album. This was just mainly about Canon this weekend. And so that's what we featured here. So you've seen that big sheet of stickers that is still left over from the Halloween market, I think that was called. That's like, I'm trying to get rid of those forever. So I need to use those. And then from there, I just kind of used what was in my stash. That's what I'm trying to do, use things that are in my stash. I put a big 21 on here with some stamps from Allie Edwards. Unfortunately, that ink was supposed to be a lot less darker. I must have grabbed the wrong one. I think I meant to grab linen instead of pewter. I wanted that to be a lighter gray, but it worked. It is what it is. It's over with. That's why you kind of seen me like kind of stop after I picked up the 2. I was like, oh, well, guess we're in it. It is what it is now. A little bit of journaling. Obviously, like this type of journaling is just going to be handwritten at this point. Like, it is what it is. I felt like it needed still a little bit more, so I went on the search for some stamps, because this was like more of like a collage type ordeal. This was from L's Studio. It has a bunch of, it's really for like tabs. but I like the typewriter font of it, and I felt like we just needed to incorporate a little bit more, and so I just kind of did generational stamping and it said today's story, and I kind of love that. So, because that was that day's story. Actually, I think this happened on the 22nd, if I remembered right. I'm a little off with because I'm doing stories, not daily, so it is okay. It's fine. It's no big deal. All right, so let's flip this over, and here, foundation pages. There we go. I knew the word would come to me. I had done a few foundation pages for this album ahead of schedule, and this was one that just never got used to begin with, but this was one of my favorite ones that I made. I was so sad that I hadn't used it, but now that I waited and used it for this, it's perfect for a collage of pictures for that tag to hold. It's that big tag. I loved this one. I will tag right here up in the eye. I believe I have a video for all the foundation pages that I made. So I will tag that here. Hopefully I remember. And that used a lot of old paper from October, that Halloween market, and Allie Edwards vellum. That bat vellum is probably my favorite vellum. Then I was looking for numbers in my stash, and I was originally going to go with that black, but I had these orange 22s, and I'm like, where else am I going to use orange 22 at, right? I'm like, use it, and I think it popped way more. So in Photoshop, I put together a little collage of these photos, as you can see right there. I'm not even going to cut them out all separately. I'm going to leave them as a stack of 4, and then there's going to be 2 more pictures, the ones that I'm cutting out now, that are going to go on the back of the tag with a little bit of the story. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, honestly. And so I don't think that I needed too much. Again, these type of stories are going to be told again in his personal albums, even maybe a family album story, if I ever get to it. But they will be told in his album. So this is, I feel like my October daily or stories, whatever you want to call it, is just like a highlight reel of October, because they need to be quick stories. They need to be, they're just like a highlight reel, honestly, of my October. It's not in-depth stories too much. There was another story, if you go back, I can't remember exactly what day, it was about Kegel the egg, and a project that my son did, this one, and I wrote a very short story about it. But like I'm going to do a story. I have a story planned out in his album of a very in-depth story about that, and like his words and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just feel like these albums are like a highlight reel of what goes on. Nothing too in depth, no real big huge feelings, all that kind of stuff. So really trying to use my stash though. These stickers that you just seen were from L Studio, and guys, like I've had these I think in my stash for like 3 years now, so I'm really trying to use them up. These are from Studio Calico. I think they were on like a major sale one year. I think everybody has these. And then, yeah, I just put good friends, good food. And then I was like, it needed a little something at the top. And so I put a tab. I think it says documented. These are Allie's from the Halloween kit. Yep, right there. Fold that over. And it just added a little something. I think that was cute. We will, of course, add some ribbon. This black... it's not really like spider web, but it's like a mesh. Is just absolutely perfect for my October daily. I didn't have anything really to pair with it other than this black and white. So, and then as you can see, it looked like I messed up on the measurements when I made this foundation page. And so I needed to cover that up. So I still had this in my stash. Yay for me. And I'm like, do I want to cut into this? I'm like, yep, I'm never going to use these 3x4 cut aparts. So yep, we're going to use it. I think there's still some more of those. I do love those ghosts though, but that is still there. So using my double-sided adhesive, because tape runner is expensive. I will say that over and over again. And this is not expensive. I get this off of Amazon, I believe, and this saves me in adhesive, guys. That saves me, and it's super sticky, and it will hold anything. So what I do need is new blades for this thing. Guys, we cut a lot of thick cardstock, and I would love a bigger guillotine trimmer, but still the preciseness of that trimmer outweighs my guillotine sometimes. And so those blades are a small fraction of the price I'll pay for that trimmer, even though I am going to switch. I'm going to get the bigger one, mainly for card making, because that one doesn't have the 5.5 option, and I hate. First of all, I don't believe that it cuts straight at all. I will take that to my grave. I don't think that it cuts straight. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but there's so many other people that tell me that their Friskers trimmers don't cut straight at all either. So I'm going to go with that one just doesn't cut straight. All right, here we go. We're going to put on our ribbon and get that all together. I didn't know exactly how to tie it, so I did just take some baker's twine and tie it around there just to tie that off. And plus it just adds another little thing. And then trim up my ribbon and pretty much call this. Oh, I do need to put, nope. Do I? Yeah, I still need to put my 22 on there. I'm sorry. I'm like, did I already do that? I just pulled it out. Unfortunately, my 22 did go on crooked. You're going to see. Oh, this next thing. I forgot that I did this. I stamped out with my L Studio labels and die cut a label out. I really need to stamp out a ton of these and die cut them out one day, because it is the worst to stop and find this and die cut it out in the middle. And so I'm going to go through for the next time and probably in a prep video for this coming up October Daily, and probably pump out a lot of these so that I just have them sitting in a little container ready to go. I love these stamps because I can make tons of labels and very easy and match them. If I don't want a certain color, I can match them because I have tons of ink colors. So it's probably a great investment. And then getting the die set to go along with it is even better, so I don't have to fussy cut them. So one of my better investments in the scrapbooking and card world, but mainly scrapbooking. All right, here is where you're going to see me staple this down. Just because it was the 22 is a plastic piece on vellum, I wasn't going to glue that, and I like the staples. There we go. Pulling off the plastic piece because there are plastic pieces on that. Then we're just going to double staple, and this is where I did not get this straight, and I was just, you're going to see me go back and forth. Look at how unstraight that is. And I just didn't want to pull it up. I'm like, maybe I'll put a phrase sticker or something on there. All right, let's get it in the album. Sorry, I was so zoomed in. I didn't realize that. Here, I'm going to realize it. Pull it back. There we go. Day 20, day 21, and day 22 all in my album. Getting super excited that this is getting closer. My next video should at least have day 23 and probably day 24. If I can get one more in there, I'm going to be happy. I'm not sure exactly how many more stories I have. The problem is I would like Halloween to be 31. I don't know. Maybe in my own head, I'm just going to skip ahead to 31 because obviously I already have this foundation page in there, which is probably one of my favorite foundation pages. All right, guys, leave a pumpkin in the comments below if you've made it this far. Please hit that thumbs up button to help me push these videos out. I am so close to my watch hours. I'm getting so close. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.